Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is showtime. Hi guys, I'm back again. You lucky people. Almond cherry bars, which are magic find gold from monsters and XP from kills. And we're going to be pushing the level. Good evening to whomever has joined me. Let's see. Where do I need to be to finish off this? Mining ore in Harathi Hinterlands, Blaze Ridge Steppes, or Dredge Haunt. I've got some. I must have been in the Harathi then. That's fine. Sons of Svanir, but I won't have any of these there, so we should probably go to one of the other places. Let's watch Harathi, Blaze Ridge, Dredge Hunt. Blaze Ridge? Yeah, Blaze Ridge. Blaze Ridge should allow us to finish off both of those. We only need one of those. So we can indeed go back to Harathi and just finish off the mining of the ore. Let's see how many charges we've got left in our little mining shtick. That'll be more than enough, I expect. So we are off to the Harathi Hinterlands. And to your health. And the imminent deterioration of mine, to some degree. Why did that not just go up? Am I not in the Harathi Hinterlands? I thought I was. Why can I not track that? It's not trackable? Seriously? They're not trackable. 15 of 18. I'm in the Harathi Hinterlands. I'm somewhat confused. Oh, we've got another one over here. We'll see if that changes the numbers, and if it doesn't, I'll be really confused. So I should get right there. Okay, good. I actually need 54 to get it done, so we're going to be running around rather a lot. Let's see, recover supplies from shipwrecks, clear rock slides. That's underground, and I think the entry is over here, if memory serves. Maybe not. Maybe this is a different cave over here. But there is a cave over here, too. See, so I'm not just crazy. I'm crazy, but I'm not just crazy. Oh, it's another heart. In here, I do believe. Oh, a hero challenge. I'll commune with this place of power. Give me hero point. Delicious hero points. And a vista. Vistas are cool and all, but hey, I don't have that much time. No. These bandits are in my way, so they gotta go. Because I need a whole bunch more. That should be 21. I'm not getting any heart progress here, so there's not a heart right here. So we'll instead, wow. exit, but why would we want to do that? Let's see what's over here. I haven't been this way in quite a while. Ah, the Fen quest. And a character named Disco Bob, B-A-W-B. We have to protect Fen. Come on, Fen. Jeez, Fen. Seriously, come on. I realize that you're probably old and tired, so I can certainly, you know, identify with that, but come on, man. Seriously.
We made it.
We made it.
Thank you, my friend.
Oh, I don't get any
Take care
credit.
of myself from here on out.
There was not a single fight to be had after I joined their little duo, so no XP for me. I was robbed, I say, robbed. I'll get over it. Probably. Yeah, maybe not, though. I do sulk a lot. Ah, this, I think, is where it starts. Bats, 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 and there's not even a belfry in sight. Are they angry spirits? There we are. Recover relics from the ruined village for Keck. Drive off grave robbers and put angry spirits to rest.
Kill shot.
Oh, well, a grave robber. That's an easy choice. Can you imagine anything lower in life than being a grave robber? Yeah, well, I guess being a grave robber, but describing yourself as an archaeologist. We're looking at you, Mr. Dr. Jones. Ruins, debris. A torch. Plasma. Ew. I don't care if that's like plasma from dead ghosts or blood plasma. Neither one of those is a particularly pleasant alternative. Oh, blocks. What a jerk. Not as annoying as, you know, oozes. But still pretty annoying. Clear the rubble. Do it twice, and stop with the blocks. Apparently the undead don't like torches, and yet they're already burning torches here. It's hard to understand what the undead are thinking, you know? I just don't understand dead people, I guess. That's my problem. Good evening. Nummy. Alright, that gives us the POI. We also need to come in here because, well, we need all of the minerals and ores that we can grab, at least until... Ooh, and it's a rich one. How very nice for us. That's a 10. So we're at, I think, 21, and this will take us to 31. Better. I think it's a matter of taste. It's certainly a higher, I think, resolution type of client because they're far less cartoony than WoW. As an example, when I first saw WoW, I wasn't planning on playing at all because the graphics were so cartoony, but once I got in, the gameplay was so much smoother and, well, more welcoming than any of the rest of the MMOs. The graphics didn't really matter at that point. I think it's better looking, but if you really like enjoy the more, you know, cartoony look of WoW, they're two very, very different looking games. So for that one, I'm going to have to say that's really going to be a matter of taste. Some people would prefer WoW. I think, obviously, some people prefer Guild Wars 2. For me, I would find this to be superior. I like it has been described as a painterly quality, in that the backgrounds and stuff oftentimes look like they're painted as opposed to trying to be photorealistic or something. And so for me, I prefer this, but I completely understand the technical reasons why WoW went with the lower end is because it was a lot easier to run on low-end systems when they came out. And WoW's visuals have improved a lot. The basic style hasn't, but the visuals themselves have improved a lot over the years. So I wouldn't disagree with someone who said WoW, but for me, Guild Wars 2 is better. WoW will sometimes, I'll be looking at something, an image, a boss, an interior, an architectural interior, and go, wow, that's cool. But I don't think I've ever said anything and it was beautiful. Some of the visuals here I find beautiful. But again, that is definitely and completely a taste thing. Up here we have cabbages. You know what I don't need? I don't need a buttload of cabbages. And yet, must be below? I will also note that generally, a lot of the games that other people find incredibly great looking, I don't. So my taste in the matter is not to be trusted. Eight. Agree that Place would just look cool with the lighting and realistic graphics, or more realistic. Again, it's stylized here too. It's not like they're trying for photorealism. I mean, you know, it's more finely detailed than WoW, but it's not trying for realism. It's stylized in its own way too. And here we were at honor. One more and we'll have finished off all of the core stuff, all of the core spec points and stuff, and we'll start saving up for our first elite specialization, available when we hit 80. More ore. So I think we're at 31. That should take us to 34, and we need to get to 56. And that should give us a big XP boost. Alright, the heart here. Grab the waypoint. Already had the waypoint. Bandit supply stealer. This is one of the hearts that takes a little while. I am retired. I've been retired for 12 years now. That sounds like an awful lot. And yet I think it's true. Take the chicken feed. Where am I supposed to take the chicken feed to? Not to the chicken. Where am I supposed to take the chicken feed to? Don't know. Help feed the animals. Do I have to, like, drop it in? Is there a feed trough somewhere? Well, I mostly do. I mean, my day is pretty straightforward. I wake up, which is a good start, because someday the day will occur when I won't wake up. But for now, I wake up. I scour the internet, read the internet for all of my various websites and whatnot. don't keep the hungry animals. I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to give the freaking food to, but I'm not finding it. You know, I eat my breakfast / lunch and finish off with the internet. And from then on, with frequent breaks to check what else is happening in the world. And I spend most of my free time either reading or gaming. Meal for the Seraph Captain.
Only the best.
All right, I'll take it to the Seraph Captain if I can find him. That's Lieutenant Pickens. Where's the captain? Well, I don't know, but we've got more. More centaurs.
That's how it's done.
Another level. That's 75. 5 to go. I normally get up. It depends. Frankly, I would like to wake up about 9 a.m., but most, I have to select one of them, but most days I either, my sleeping hours are screwed up, so I don't sleep in as much as I want. Today I woke up 2.5 hours early, and it took me an hour to get back to sleep. And that's kind of what tends to happen a lot. I either don't get enough sleep, or the next night then I sleep in. So it goes back and forth. 20 years at the post office. Been off work for 3 years. I mean, I certainly...
Time for a promotion.
Oh, okay. Well, that's now... We're now level 77. That was a quick 3 levels, I think you'll agree. Congratulations on your finishing off your career as well. That is one of the advantages. As much as people like to complain about working for the government, generally speaking, good benefits when you finish your term. I hope you're finding that is the case. Balthazar is burning. We're not going to be a firebrand, I don't think. Between 10 and 12. Yeah, there are days when I sleep into 11. For years, I worked what amounted to swing shift. For a few years, I worked actual swing shift. And then, let me put it this way, for about 10 years or 12 years, I would go to bed at 4 a.m. and wake up at noon. $36 points. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finished out all of the skills and specializations. Now we'll be saving up points for when we unlock one of those. Air. Yeah, that's another dungeon that I won't be doing. Believe me, I have, upon occasion... I don't remember sleeping in that late for a very, very long time. But I have also had days where I got a full 8 hours sleep and then lay down and also took a 2-hour nap. So.
Want to know where the centaurs are headed?
Tell me.
I got nothing for you.
Oh. Did you guys stop killing the Harathi? I need them for progress on the heart. Hope I get progress on these ones. We've got another hero point over here. I think I get hero. Level 78. So I have just gained 4 levels in the last, 3 minutes. That is because I finished off Chapter 3 of the Adventure Guide and opened up Chapter 4. I've already grabbed this one. Ah, that's right, I did. But there's also more ore in here.
Nice and lean.
It's nice being able to oversleep, though, isn't it? And not have to worry about it.
I've attained the awesome.
So we are making really good progress towards our big objective for the evening. We have a new item of attire, and as is tradition around here, that means new random dies. Here we go. Mind you, this is the strangest heavy armor in the world because it mostly consists of straps. It's really great to not have to worry about what you're doing today. You know, waking up and going, all right, well, I have to go into work, and we got all this that I need to do, and just wake up and be. And do your existence for the day. The random dies are awful. Legend, Core Ice, and Seafoam. That's not a great looking combo, I have to say. No, I know, I am quite fortunate.
Your victory will be short-lived.
In that, a little bit of luck has allowed me to retire at a very comfortable age, let's say. I'm no longer as comfortable as I used to be, as I'm old and falling apart. But I have been very fortunate. I have no illusions about that. Good luck.
Weakness makes me sick.
Weakness makes you sick, then looking in the mirror must make you throw up. Yeah, that was kind of mean. But I'm okay with that. What do we have? I'm not interested in the dungeons, thank you. Any more? God, dag nabbit. Let me just say that. Alright, it's got to be the bandit supply stealer. Oh, they're trying to get away. We can't allow that. Why are they walking on the water? That's not generally allowed. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. Old guy movie reference. Wahoo! I don't know under what circumstances my character is yelling wahoo. I honestly don't know what prompts that. Don't kill him. Let me kill him. I think I need like one more thing.
Large centaur force incoming. Assistance needed at the main gate.
That's not helping. There we go. All right. Put all this stuff away. That's not... That's one we previously had. That's not as good as what we're using.
It's easy when you know how.
Has to be. Agent of Entropy. I have now salvaged objects 62,900 times. $62,900 times.
Got any food for a starving stranger?
I don't have much left.
Hey Vorp, how you doing tonight? I am about 1.25 levels from hitting the cap. If memory serves, this is Skritsville up here. Not actually named Skritsville. No. This is a questy bit. Oh, that's right. That's a questy bit. We've been here for that already. Can't fly here, but I can glide. I like to think I'm a little bit like Professor X right now. Help keep... I think I have to kill harpies here too. Yeah, harpies must die. We'll res the Skrit. Even though my name is Skritbane, That doesn't mean I can't res the Skrit and then later on kill them. Flock to me! Come on back. Not fooling me with that.
I feel
Strong. Can I see your last message? How'd you get to retire? Oh, not in my 20s. No, no. Oh, aha! I see what you did. I did not actually see it. That is some quality sucking up to the streamer, I have to say. Either that or you are actually blind. I'm going to go with the sucking up part. Well played. You had me for a second. You had me for a second. Not gonna lie, as the saying goes. Oh, those aren't breakable? That's disappointing. Matriarch, take me. Yes, yes. I'm sure she will. You know the matriarch. She loves to take char. Oh, another Skrit. Rise, O Skritty one. Help keep the passages clear, defend the Skrit from predators, and aid them in their fight against the Harpies. Yeah, the fastest way to finish this one off is to just wait for the Harpies to respawn and kill. Although that one likes to vanish and then come back a minute later. Is that the... No, that's a different one. Strong. I feel strong. Cavil the Cunning. The other player down there. Oh, that's nice for him to spawn right in where I am. He's going to steal my harpy. Well, he's not doing overwhelming amounts of... No, didn't quite get there in time. Should have swapped to the bow. Didn't think of it in time. That one's on me. I'm a failure.
I make him. I feel
Strong. Too strong, you damn right. Stupid birds. Heart complete. There we go. And now they show up. We'll let Cavil guard them. You know, Skrit are just going to be Skrit. There's just no avoiding it. What is... Is this a JP? I don't remember. I think it is a JP. Ah, yeah. Okay, we need to pick up the boulders and drop them on the circles. Hey, Fat Buddy. How are you doing this fine evening, my good friend? However, I think they reset if you're not fast enough in putting the boulders on the 3 platforms. Yep, there's the 3rd platform. Yeah, the first one is already gone, so I don't think it can be done by one person unless they have swiftness or the like. And I don't. Alright, we finished off this heart by killing off the harpies. Mind you, that's, I think, the largest distance between the heart vendor and the mobs you can kill is for this particular heart. But there is, yeah, there is a waypoint. I thought there was a waypoint in here. And I'm not actively looking to do a map completion here, but, you know, if I get one done, that would be fine. I would be good with that. We're very close to level 79. Corporal LeBeau, for those of us slash you, wow, those of yous who are old enough to remember Hogan's Heroes, there was a LeBeau in there. Fight the Centaurs, assault their fortress, and support the Seraph. Well, right now, it looks like the Seraph have already taken the fortress. But we can take the emblems from the fallen soldiers and turn those in for some heart value. Don't think killing the rats helps. No, it doesn't. It certainly doesn't help the rats. Oh, good. We at least have the Centaur weapon rack still. We can still get progress from destroying those, although, God, that's slow. In a lot of the core game, no, I didn't think those would work. Conditions don't work on objects in the game. So they only take damage from power damage items. So setting them on fire does nothing, even though fire logically should do an awful lot to them. Oh, I guess that's not actually one of the things that you can whack on. Disappointed. I can't remember who you bring these to. They may not even be in this fortress. I don't know if we get any credit from the Colocal. No, we don't. Didn't think so. I don't think we get much advancement, though, for the fallen soldier tokens either. The Seraph badges. Commander Bulldog Jansen. Yes, sir. We will stay on guard and aware, sir. We got more iron over here. Well, I still need some more ore. To finish off that last of the chapter 3, I think, of the adventure guide. Dahlia the Blue. Oh, sorry,
This is
Davida
the
the Blue.
Centaur's heartland, and the home of the Modnir. It's a dangerous place. One wrong step, and you'll find yourself surrounded by...
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Dahlia. That was really helpful. I'm now level 79, guys.
I've attained the awesome.
There's the mining completed. I'm now 79 and a half, guys. For finishing out the mining. 651 is better.
Target destroyed.
Target destroyed. Let's see, what else do we have in Adventure Guide? Since we finished off all of the 3, we're into 4. We've only done a couple of things in 4. Crafting levels. I wonder if that'd be enough to get it for us. Might actually be. 75 crafting levels. We need 22 more. What else is available here? 3 vistas. But not in this map. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop back to Lion's Arch real fast. We're going to do the crafting bit. And if that gives us enough, then, well. Chuckles of Smithy, good evening. And that will be the daily requisitions.
You can never have too much treasure.
Evidently, you can never have too much treasure. I'm not absolutely convinced about that. Effing hot today. 81 outside right about now. I closed my window just before the stream and it was 81 outside. Which is not effing hot, certainly by my definition, but warm enough that, yeah. I had the window open before that. I believe I was jewel smithing it up on this character. Indeed I was. We need to get to 75. Filigree and chain. Right, that requires 75, so. Filigree. If I make one, that'll give me a useful indicator. Right, so all of those. So I need 5 more. How hot qualifies as effing hot to you? To me, it's got to crack 90 to be effing hot, and probably up like 95 to be really effing hot. You know, for me. 80 is effing hot. Celsius? Because I would agree. 75. Where are you originally from? Oh, that's just delightful. We'll craft each of these. Each of these is a discovery. For those of you who are never liked the heat. Well, I mean, in the Bay Area, depending on where you are, we don't really get that much heat in that. That's level 80, guys. So, those last 6 levels took 38 minutes. I certainly don't need those any longer. Any of these worth anything on the auction house? No. Can we sell them for... Yeah, we can sell them for a minimal amount, but our character's leveling journey is done now. But that doesn't mean we're done with the character, because we're not.
Dismissed.
A dazzling new attraction in Lion's Arch. Not that dazzling, really, I have to say. You belong in the Yukon? Well, you'll probably get a few years out of the Yukon. I mean, I know you're in the Bay Area. We established that last night, although I will, of course, forget again because... Yeah. Do we have enough points? We do have enough points. We could grab some of this, but I'm not going to. What I am going to grab, however... Look at that. Look at that. Less than 40 minutes to get those last 6 levels. What I am going to grab is the level 80 boost. Move these downstairs here. Doomp, doomp. What was the message? Cannot be moved from shared inventory until it's consumed. Can I swap locations? No. Okay. I'm going to use it. Using this on a character already level 80 will grant you only this package of endgame rewards. Yes. And it automatically teleports you to the Silver Wastes. Well, I am in the South Bay, and in the South Bay, historically, June is the hottest month, I believe. And the average high temperature in San Jose in June is 80. Last year, we didn't reach 80 until the next to the last day of the month. Last year was very, very mild in the South Bay. Now, for instance, if you're in, say, Berkeley, that would be a much better choice for someone who is on the cold-blooded side, shall we say. Generally, San Francisco, although those are two pretty fucking expensive places. Congrats on using a level 80 boost. I can outfit you with default build for your profession. No, I don't want the default build. Thank you, though. No problem. You always come talk to me later, and yeah. We're good. Thanks.
I'm convinced of it. If only I had my
I got 2 more mail. Restoring the gate grid in the Eye of the North and advanced gardening. That's for entering this map. There we go. Full set of exotics and goodies and everything. It's all celestial, which is not a great choice of stats for a guard who's looking at group content, but for one who's going to be soloing, like this one, it's pretty good. It is pretty good. Did not get a bow. So we'll want to pick one of those up. Or maybe a couple of swords or something. Actually, I'll check the inventory in the bank. That was what I wanted. I wanted to do the dumb build. You may ask, why lens? What is the dumb build? The dumb build is a build that Emmy, she's a streamer. Emmy.exe is her stream name, EMIDOTEXE. She's really very good, very knowledgeable about the game. I did not complete V-Rising. No. I think I got into the 40s. It's still installed, so I'm still hoping to go back to it, but I do know myself that most of the time, if my attention gets drawn away, it seldom comes back in a hurry. Let's see, I do want to deconstruct all of this, I do think. At least all of the green quality stuff. And blue quality stuff. Quiet down there. My stomach's talking to me. So, I'm going to be heading back into the storyline, but it's going to take me a few minutes to get my act together.
Attack the mother tree in the grove. It can attack anywhere.
It is rare for me to actually complete a game, truth be told, because I am so easily diverted by other stuff. My 2 favorite games of the last couple of years were Dredge and Marvel Midnight Suns, and I completed both of those, but it's a rarity for me to actually complete a game. Kind of sad to say. Alright, we can destroy that.
Now I shall break you.
Oh, we've got 4 oranges. I'm going to go ahead and throw them in the Mystic Forge and see if we can get lucky. The odds are no. But stranger things have happened. I'm evidence of that. I can fly! Sort of. There we go. 4 exotic armor pieces. And out comes an exotic. Is that an unlock? Oh, no. That was a more XP for using the Mystic Forge. Haha. Cleric's Exalted Mantle. It is level 80. Not for this class. Wow. Okay, but we converted those 4 worthless things into something I can turn around and maybe sell for $1.50. Maybe. Why wouldn't I at least try? Answer, I would. And I just did. But now, I've got Power Toughness Vit, Toughness Vit Condi Expertise. Those aren't good. Those aren't the stats I need. It's disappointing. I am firmly disappointed. Life is pain. Anyone who says differently is selling something. That's a movie reference. I hope you guys recognize the movie. But I'm going to have to buy myself a hammer. If you've never used the Black Lion Trading Company, the classes in Guild Wars 2. There are 3 each of light, heavy, and medium armor. The light armor classes are Elementalist, Necromancer, and Mesmer. The medium classes are Ranger, Engineer, and Thief. The heavy armor classes are Revenant, Guardian, and Warrior. Each class has 3 elite specializations, and those can go pretty far afield from what you might expect. So, for instance, the 3 Guardian elite specs, the first one is Dragon Hunter, which gives him a longbow. The second is the Axe, which is used to make the Firebrand, which is mostly a fire damage dealing class, and also healing and buffing. And the third elite specialization is Willbender, and the one for that is an offhand sword, and that has all kinds of movement skills. And the base Guardian doesn't have good range, does some fire, but not a bunch of it, and some healing pretty well, and has no mobility skills really at all. So each class has sort of the initial created design space, but then they've expanded on the design space by adding weapons and skill types. So, if you, for instance, want a hammer, you go to Weapons, Hammers, you click on the little gear wheel. You go to level 80, because, well, why would I want anything less than 80? I am playing Guardian right now. It's my most played class. Most of that has been played with the Dragon Hunter Elite Specialization, which is the longbow. And so most of the time that means that I have spent more time on that character than any other. And that one is a great sword, which is a melee DPS, and the longbow. For a long time, it wasn't a good build, but I kept playing it because I'm actually pretty good at it. I feel comfortable with it. For rarities, we want exotic. You could buy legendary, and I have enough money that I could buy legendary, but they're really expensive. And you can't buy ascended.
Sharper still.
Do I have an ascended box? Let me see. I think I may have an ascended box. In which case, I'm going to go ahead and open one up. I have got 5 ascended weapon chests. Well, I'm going to go ahead and use one. Ascended weapons and legendary weapons are the most, or armor are the best. They have the same statistics. Legendary only give you cool visual effects and quality of life stuff. So we're going to use this. We're going to Zosia's is Berserker stats. Let's go ahead and stick with what we've got here. We're looking for
This is a bad time to be traveling.
Celestial
I pray to the spirits of the wild, but they rarely answer.
is the stat combo we're currently using. And, you know, why mess with it? There we are. It's the very first one. Whoop, whoop. Why, whoop, whoop. I know. And now we're going to use that, and we're going to grab the hammer out of this. Whoop, whoop, Warhammer. And we can deconstruct that.
I was manufactured to the highest standards.
I will very quickly come over here, and this is a core build still. So this is not doing anything with any of the elite specs. I'm following Emmy's build guide, more or less, here. So give me a second as I make sure I've got it right. We've got Zeal, Radiance, and Virtue. So Zeal is mid-bottom. Zeal is mid-bottom. I already got that. Virtues, top, bottom. Virtues is top, bottom. And Radiance is bottom. Radiance is bottom. Okay, I already have the build that is correct for this build. That was redundant. Curious, what does she have in the way of the skills? Stand your ground, save yourselves, and Signet of Courage. I really want Signet of Courage. That's pretty good. Okay, we'll go with Signet of Courage. Signet of Courage. And we have Stand Your Ground, and she also recommends Save Yourselves. I can see that. And then the Bane Signet. Oops. Nope, we didn't want that. Save Yourselves. And the Bane Signet. Bane Signet. Improve power, knockdown, and damage your foe. Additional knockdowns. Fine. Okay, yeah, we can deal with that. Alright, so this is MA's build. We can at least use the armor skins here, but I think we deserve dyes. You just googled it, Princess Bride. You watched again a few months ago. Yeah, it's possible there is no more quotable movie in the world. Oh my God, that hammer is cool. I don't have that on my Ascended Greatsword, I don't think. So we're going to dye this up, though, because we want it to look extra super duper cool. Hammer God, going for the big bonks. Well, the thing is, this hammer build is a one-button, assuming you're all buffed up and just fighting the dummy, the targeting dummy, which is used as the default, how you weigh your build as to what its theoretical DPS is. A really, really good build will crack 40,000 DPS. This build, without you pressing any buttons but the one button to start attacking, will do 30k build. We'll do 30k DPS, 30,000 DPS. Let's see. Enameled and Blaze. Where are you, Enameled and Blaze? Perhaps it and Darkness are my favorite dyes, I think. Nope. I'll actually start with the chest. No. That's not bad. That's the one. That's your kind of build. One button mash-tastic. Simple build for a simple brain. Other builds you can look at. Pistol, Deadeye, which used to be, for single target, was incredibly good. And now they reduced the cost in initiative on the 3 button, which is basically you fire 8 shots in a row. I did play Worgen on WoW. I have a Worgen Warlock named Mooncalled. I always liked the aesthetic on the Worgen, going back to original core WoW in the area around Shadowfang Keep. Next up, Darkness. Where is Darkness, my old friend? Darkness, I think, is actually probably the die I have used most. There it is. It makes such a great silver-ish die. I think I may just leave gray right where it is. Yeah, I loved Shadowfang Keep. That was my favorite dungeon in core. The transformation, indeed, is very cool. I love Shadowfang Keep because it didn't just feel like a dungeon from a game. It felt like a place. Dry silver. Let's see if I like dry silver better than... No, I think I like that one. We're going to go with this for now. Should I gussy up my hammer too? I mean, I like... It's a pretty hammer as it is. Well, one thing I need to do for sure, actually, first. Since we're going to be playing the two-handed sword, let's go with Twilight. That's a legendary weapon. You can tell by the purple name. You'll also note that up at the top, here we've got all of these. These are all the legendaries I have. Oh, yes. Well, yes, we will put that in there as well. Legendary Relic. We'll customize this. We want Dragon Hunter. We also have Legendary Runes. Now, I think she recommends something. I didn't remember what it was for the runes. Oh, no, Dragon Hunter. Yep, Dragon Hunter's fine. You can run on all fours. The Char will sometimes run on all fours as well. The great thing about legendaries like these is every single one of my characters has a copy of all of them. So if you have a legendary greatsword, every single character on your account that can use a greatsword can have that same greatsword equipped. It's awesome. Well, what are currently in these? Yeah, I don't want the Guardian runes. Those are not good for this. We definitely want Dragon Hunter. Legendary rune. Drago. We'll copy that because we're going to be putting that on everything. So give me a second here. Like I said, I have to... We've got our base gear, but we've got to finish kitting ourselves out. And then we'll be continuing on with the storyline. You can see these are similar to a lot of set bonuses in a lot of other games, MMOs, ARPGs. In that the more you have of them, the better the benefits are. In this case, they're all runes that go into armor, so you can put in whichever set is the best for your particular build. And because these are legendary, I can reset them at any time to any of the other stat combos I want. That's the big advantage of legendary. Now, I want to do a quick check and see what she has for the sigils. Impact and force. I'm going to go with something a little bit different. I'm going to go with force accuracy. So I'm going to buy a couple of accuracy runes. Those increase your crit chance by a chunk. Superior sigils, I need 2. 1 for each weapon. Because I only have 2 legendary sigils. Which is enough for 1 set of weapons or... Oh. Didn't need that after all, it turns out. Also didn't pick it up. Because I'm a dope. Because this already has the ones we need, I haven't set stats. We should set stats on Twilight, customized. I'm going to go with Assassins here to give us some more critical hit chance. And we're going to, I need a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I need a Black Lion salvage chest, salvage kit. Potato. I can't use it on that? Why can I not use it on that? Oh, that's just not right. Fine. Fine. Presumably I can still Mystic Forge that when the moment comes. I did need these after all. This will go into Twilight. And the other one will go into the hammer. Those are a 7% crit increase. And then the other 2 legendary sigils will go in there. And we want force. Which is a flat 5% multiplier. And that is how legendaries work. Now we have all of our gear kitted out. Everything is either legendary, ascended, just those 2 items. The rest of it's all exalted. This is more than good enough for anything other than bleeding edge content. Oh, the level 80 boost package went in there. That's bags, consumables, and more. It's account bound. I'm probably going to want to swap that onto a different character because this character already has decent bags. Got 18 slaughters. But that has bags, consumables, and some other stuff. All right, so now, having gotten all of that, we have to find Traherne at the camp. And we're going to continue our storyline. Let's see. Lornar's Pass. We did finish Lornar's. I thought we did. So we're here. And my cup runneth under, and we can't have that. So I'll be right back. Hello, kiddos. I'm back. And we need to head... We'll go ahead. Beetle up. As we head into the next map. Timberline Falls. We've got to meet Traherne. Stop running into the walls, or sorry, the trees. Trees are just very narrow walls. Pardon me, guys. Sorry. Excuse me. Coming through. Beep, honk. Don't mind me. A number of people over there doing stuff. Somebody's dead. Oh, we've got... Alright, we're going to try it out here. I'm just going to...
Strawberry martyrdom. That feels good. Save yourself.
Alright, that thing hits really hard. Oh, it's a guild mission. Ah. I wasn't even going to get loot from that, I don't think. But I'm almost certainly going to die from it. Oh, nope, somebody's rezzing. Somebody was rezzing me. They were trying to help. I do appreciate that. Oh, I'm downed. No, you know what they say, no good deed goes unpunished, and there's your proof. I don't think I even get a reward when they finish it. That was why I didn't remember ever having seen it before. Summons minions susceptible to overload. It's dying now. They broke its break bar. Well, I got a little XP. And 264 karma. I'm rich! That was not accurate. I'm not rich. I will try to res this person, though. Because I'm a nice guy. Forgot to take the nearby waypoint. It's fine. We all have made that mistake. Just don't do it again. Right. Forging the Pact. So we're now level 80. And we are doing the rest of the story. Which means all the way through to the fight with Zaitan. And then Living World Season 1. This is a long-term project. Pardon me for a second. As there is an awful lot of content to go through. Some of it I love. Some of it will drive me freaking crazy.
Hello. Again, nice work at Claw Island. And, as I said before,
Thanks.
my condolences on Tybalt.
Thanks. Hello, Mr. Dreamy. What do you need? I've assembled all the key personnel. I'm ready. Let's go. Attend a meeting with the Order officials here in the middle of BFE. All right, Traherne, you going to do anything or just stand there like a potato? Oh, wait. He is just a mobile potato.
Thank you all for coming. We're here because Claw Island proved the value of cooperation. Our pact has already achieved remarkable results. As the pact's leader, I am adopting the rank of Marshal. I'd also like to present my second in command.
Hi there, guys. I'm Robin, the boy wonder.
Who will bear the rank of Commander. To defeat Zaitan and cleanse Ore, The pack needs to go on the offensive. For that, we need a headquarters. I suggest the abandoned fortress on Terzetto Bay.
I know the place. Formidable, easily defensible, and right on Zaitan's doorstep. A solid decision, Marshal Traherne. The Vigil is with you.
It is a wise choice. The Priory will also follow you to the Pack's new headquarters and on into Ore.
No argument here, Marshal. It's a smart call. Count the Order of Whispers in as well.
Excellent.
It's
I'll
Emo
begin
Dorn.
preparing our new headquarters at the Terzetto site, which I have codenamed Fort Trinity. I look forward to seeing
They are
you
a bunch
all
of
there.
yes men, yeah. I like Dorn. He seems like the most pleasant of the three preceptors. I can't get the hair in the face thing. He looks like a Final Fantasy XIV character. Sorry to any Final Fantasy XIV players out there. That was not a compliment. Where's Dorn? Let's take a look at Dorn here so you can see for yourself. Tell me, am I wrong? That's true. He does not have the cat ears, or fox ears, or bunny ears. So I do have to give him full points for that. Point well taken. Mr. Hearn, I have the Order's pledge, but I don't believe I have their confidence. Please talk to Dorn Ifut and win it, and help me define their concerns. Win it. Win at any cost. That's her last name, should be at any cost. You know, win at any cost. Fortress and fight on Aura's doorstep. A bold move, just hope it's an effective one. Do you have any serious concerns? Traherne has the knowledge we need, but will these soldiers and spies listen to him? It'll take charisma. Oh, he has none of that. We're fucked. And a forceful personality to keep this pack together. I appreciate your candor. Bunny girl? I suppose a fort is the next logical step. I don't like giving the dragon such a visible target, but what choice do we really have? None. Do you have any serious concerns about the plan? Between you and me, alliances, especially this one, are fragile creatures. It was so difficult to assemble. I fear it may be impossible to preserve. I see. Thank you for your honesty. And Footy? Putting a fort this close to Aura is smart. It creates opportunity. I just hope Traherne can make the most of it. If you have concerns, I'd like to hear them. Simply put, one victory doesn't win a war. Before I commit soldiers to serve under Traherne, I want to know he's capable of leading under fire. Yeah, and yet you're all telling me this, and I'm obviously his butt boy. Funnily enough, speaking of Batman and Robin, a Batman was, in essence, a body servant. The British used the phrase, in particular, I believe, in the military, where a Batman would be the guy who would take care of everything for an officer. So it's funny that Batman is both the guy in charge, but also a servant, depending on whether he's a millionaire or an enlisted man. Hi, Traherne. Have you spoken to the Order officials? If they have doubts, these doubts could prove fatal to the Pact Interior. They're all worried about your ability to lead this army into battle. As I feared, I cannot blame them for being wary of an untested general. In time, Zaitan will give me the chance to prove myself. I simply hope they don't lose faith in me before then. Surely they see your knowledge of ore makes you indispensable. Yes, but indispensable does not necessarily mean inspiring. I need to show them that I will not wither under fire. Oh, he gets all botanical on us. How terribly Silvari. Sure, I have what it takes to win this war. Agreed. What's our next move? Now we speak to the Smiths. Really? Johnny Marr? Morrissey? I love the Smiths. I've gathered... It's an old guy musical reference, all right? I've gathered some of the finest armorers and weaponsmiths in Tyria. They can give the pack soldiers the edge they need in ore. Oh, sword humor, too. He's not intentionally making jokes. He just doesn't understand. Bygarth of the Norn, Occam of the Silvari, famous for his razors, obviously. Old guy literary reference. Both masters of their craft. I've also brought in a Tengu Itsu Steel Shrike. I had something special in mind for him. Sounds good.
Let's hope the Smiths rise to my challenge out of innate nobility, or at least pride.
Girlfriend in a coma, I know. It's a Smiths reference. Welcome. Steel Shrike. Bye, Garth.
Thank you for coming. I'm Marshal Traherne, and I've invited each of you here because you are the finest smiths and crafters in all of Tyria. I'm forging a pact.
Forging, get it?
Elder
It's another
dragons.
joke. He has no
The
idea
three
he's
major
making jokes.
orders of
None.
Tyria have agreed to join, but we also need you and your skills.
It would be an honor to stand with you, Firstborn.
Your envoy already approached me with a similar offer, Marshal. I've decided to accept. Otherwise, I
So we have a cabbage, a bird brain, and a drunk
There's
Norn.
only one finest.
And they
smith
walk into
in
a
Tyria,
fortress.
And you're looking at him. I stand ready to prove it.
Excellent. I have a list of potential projects. My quartermasters will make sure you have the tools and raw materials you need. Please begin at once.
2 quartermasters make a half-master.
Somebody, help me! The team studying Rancor ruins was overwhelmed by the undead.
Or underwhelmed by the overdead, I'm not sure. The Risen, undead, scores of them, the team. The research team is trapped, help them. What research team? Where? South, in Rancor ruins. Undead overwhelmed the dig site, so many the team sent me to get help. They found something important. We can't let Zaitan claim it. Rancor ruins, I'm on my way. Ta-da-la-la-la. And I shall meet you there. My experiences in ore will be an asset, and this is my chance to allay some of the fears and concerns you've discovered. That's my bad Traherne impersonation. You'll be hearing a lot of it. Exit, exit, exit. Oh, okay. I shouldn't have said that. Excellent. I'll meet you at Rancor Ruins.
Huh.
It's tactician art. Wow. I wasn't expecting an art. No Daves? No Steve? I heard the commotion, Commander. What's the situation? We're going to rescue the research team in Rancor Ruins. I hope you're bringing an entire platoon or even a battalion. At least let me come along to protect you and Traherne. Someone has to stay and defend the fort. Noble. Well, I did choose dignity for myself. Good point. All these crafters and VIPs need protection. We'll cover things here and leave the rescue mission to you. Thanks. Traherne and I are assembling a squad right now. Are we? Did I know that? It's a Skelk. And let's bust out Twilight on its ass. Researcher Rake. Oh, he's taking a nap. Dirt nap. Feeling better, I hope, now that you're not dead?
Look at that view.
I said, look at that something.
I'm glad to see you.
Not sure what it was.
Something is definitely unnatural here. That miasma settled in shortly after we arrived.
Your asthma? I have asthma too, but
our
only when I
allies
had my
sent
cat.
help. Agent Zuri from the Order of Whispers and Crusader Afanan from the Vigil.
At your service.
Yep.
Killing Orions is my purpose in life. But in the
Oh,
spirit
look,
of our newly
pomegranate.
forged union, this feels extra noble.
A pleasure to meet you, Commander. Take a good look. Once I get
pleasure to
started,
be met
you won't
by
see
you.
me coming or going.
Noted. Our objective is to locate a missing Priory team. Traherne, this is your mission. How do you want us to handle it?
By playing to our respective strengths. Zuri goes in to conduct stealth reconnaissance, while the rest of us take the main path through the ruins. We'll draw the attention of any Orions, and thin out their numbers as we proceed. Let's all rendezvous at the far end
Do you
of the
think
site.
the undead identify themselves as Orions? I mean, granted, if they're the ones who sunk to the sea with ore, they had, what, a couple of centuries of being eaten by fish and stuff, so they should be mostly bones, if anything at all. So I'm guessing they're not actually Orions. They're controlled by Zaitan, who's in ore, but I don't think they're Orions, really. They're just dead bodies, and almost certainly not actually dead bodies from ore. So I think it's a bit of a misnomer. So quit calling him that, Traherne, you goob.
It begins!
Indeed it begins. Alright, let's see what we've got here. Missed me. Misery. Message for you, sir. All right, Traherne, what do you got? Search the area for survivors. Well,
No
if you read the
survivors
Sea
here.
of Sorrows
Keep
books, it talks about the rising of ore. A lot of ships were sunk as ore rose. That's true. Including, yeah, some from Lion's Arch, certainly. And also we know as well that Cantha had a lot of extreme damage done from the rising of ore. They died on ore, so I guess it fits. Yeah, no, I think it was the waves more than the actual rising itself. I mean, you could make the argument that if you died on ore, you're an Orion, but I don't think I'd go with that. They weren't born in ore. They didn't live in ore. I have not read any of the books, nor have I played extensively in Guild Wars 1, so I cannot claim to be an ore lore daddy. Or any other kind of lore daddy, actually.
Another barricade. That means we're headed in the right direction. Forward!
Oh, look. Ow! What the hell was that?
You're a frightened child.
Why are you telling the undead that they're frightened children? I don't think that's a particularly persuasive insult.
The time has come for action.
Okay, the time's come for action, guys. Hope you're all ready for it, because the time has come for action. All right. I believe it's timed, and we have to sit here with our fingers in our noses, proverbially, or, I guess, actually, until they show up. Here they come.
To the next world with you. Trouble incoming.
Oh, what was that? That wasn't trouble incoming? Kind of looked like trouble. Yeah, a little bit of trouble.
Well done. More undead on the way.
Crew leader Dobbs. Bob Dobbs? That's an old internet reference, but it checks out. I actually was reading about Kobaya Mariner like yesterday while I prepared for the stream. And I moved over to the place where I could start the Claw Island retaking mission. There were a number of plaques about Kobaya Mariner.
You're a frightened child.
Pretty sure Kobaya Mariner's crew reappeared as Risen after he made it back to the mainland, but it's been a minute since you read the book. I wouldn't have been able to identify who Kobaya Mariner was until yesterday. So it is kind of interesting that I wouldn't have had any idea who you were talking about until yesterday. Are there any more coming, guys? Any more? There are. Okay, good, good. Strongly recommending all of them. The Wooden Potatoes did an audiobook version of Ghosts of Ascalon, which is a good listen. I am a WP fan. I am a big fan of WP. Wooden Potatoes has more to do with my continuing to play this game than anyone else.
Never seen a flood of Orions like that.
I have explained it before. I'll explain it again in a sec.
You're safe now. Stick close to us and we'll get you out of here intact.
There's
What
another
about
team.
our second team?
Yep.
They went ahead to secure a recent discovery right before the undead tide came in. They might still be alive.
I can confirm that. There are tracks leading into the caves. It's a defensible position, so the second team could be dug in there.
Pardon the yawn.
Then we're not leaving until we're sure, one way or the other. Spread out and protect the researchers.
So, a number of years ago, my guess is I had to have between 500, 600, maybe 700 hours in the game. You know, which is a good amount. But I always felt bad and ineffective in the game. WP did a series, Wooden Potatoes, for those of you who are not big Guild Wars 2 fans. He did a series on open world and story builds, one for each spec. And I watched, each of those videos was about an hour. And each one explained didn't just say, here's the build. It explained how the build worked, why it worked, where things, had synergy together, what interreactions worked well to make things work. And that changed the game for me. I understood the game better. I was playing with builds I knew were good, and I could learn. And since then, I have a grand total of 4,500 plus hours in the game. And like I said, I think I probably had 500, 600, 700 hours in the game before those videos. Thank you, Wooden Potatoes. Tuned out a bit when WP went a bit doomer on EOD and beyond. I do enjoy watching Muck, though, when he covers Guild Wars 2 stuff. I should reacquaint yourself with Wooden Taters. Sadly, those videos, he started doing another series of the same type, like about 2 years ago, but I think he only did one. The builds are all still generally workable, at least. They may not be as strong as they used to be. And I can certainly understand both why Wooden Potatoes went a bit doomer on End of Dragons. He was very, very unhappy with Dragonstorm, the ending of the Icebrood saga, because he felt like it had betrayed so much of the stuff that he loved about Guild Wars. And I understand why he was upset, but I can also understand why someone would have soured on him, because he had soured to some degree on the game. He's come back. He doesn't stream or do videos on it anywhere near as often, but when he does, it's like he has talked in the last couple months on a number of videos how, his time away kind of reinvigorated him. He'd forgotten how much he enjoyed this and that and the other. So he's back to some degree. I saw his first video on the Jamther Wilds announcement. He was planning a second one. I haven't seen him come out with it yet. But having decent builds and understanding what made them good made me into an above average player.
I hope we find the second team soon. I've known some of those.
I had builds now that I knew what I could do with.
Found the entrance to the caverns. It's barricaded shut.
Pistol, Deadeye.
Stand back.
Was one of them. Flamethrower, Scrapper was another. A couple of my friends, my guildies, have also played Pistol, Deadeye, the old build, and it still works. In a lot of ways, it works better.
That ought to do it.
Because mostly you're just spamming the 3 button under Pistol.
Oh, for the love of creatures on this side of the barricade too.
And they cheapened the initiative cost of unload, I believe is the actual command, where you shoot 8 bullets in a row. Portals for life, yes. Guess who's a Mesmer main? That would be Vorp. Ever looked into Lord? I have watched some of Heisen's stuff. I have a couple of them bookmarked.
You're a frightened child.
The thing is one of the things that Wooden Potatoes did in that series of videos I just described is he was very careful in that it wasn't all about DPS. It was about a combo platter of DPS, survivability, and also utility. Heisen's tend to be very much, he's Lord Heisen and he is an incredible player. So he can make a build work that a lot of people couldn't do anything at all with. I guess sometimes it helps to be really, really good at a game. But yeah, Heisen's builds, and Heisen himself. Heisen is God tier gamer when it comes to Guild Wars 2. Absolutely. A lot of his builds do focus more on survivability. Yes, he has done, I believe he did a series of low intensity builds within like the last month or 6 weeks. That's another thing to look up. If you're, if you're not happy with how your build is working, look up low intensity Guild Wars 2 builds. Those are meant especially for people who are older, say yours truly. Maybe they have a difficulty in any sort of high actions per minute build. Maybe they have a disability. So low intensity builds can be a very good, welcoming style of play for a new player or an old player who maybe doesn't want to have to, get sweaty so much. Yeah, Muck did a bunch of LI builds as well. Yeah, low intensity builds, they are, especially for new players, obviously for those who have any sort of disability or anything else that makes it difficult for them to run a more interactive build, say Elementalist Weaver. LI builds are great as an on-ramp to the game. Even for a really good gamer, they're a great on-ramp to understand how things work. We really need to get you out of here right now. Of course, there's a way out to the south.
Stand by to withdraw. Commander, you lead the way. Keep together and stay on your guard.
Protect the research!
For you, it's more about being able to not stress while playing through the story, get focused more on what's happening, rather than, staring at your keyboard or staring at your cooldowns. Absolutely. That's why I always try to make it specific when I'm talking about those wooden potato builds that he did, is that he described them and aimed them as open world and story builds. Because he, completely understands that not everybody is an actual gaming meister, like all of us. What? And so he'll show himself doing some hard content on them, but mostly he'll be talking about, where you get your survivability, where's your sustain, and that kind of stuff.
The Orions funneled us here. They've showed disturbing
Why are you screaming?
advanced tactics ever since we arrived.
Commander, to me.
Oh, God.
I need your opinion.
Commander, a word, please. Traherne. Goddamn mobile asparagus.
Another dead end. Militarily, I'd say we're being funneled into a trap.
I've seen the Orions swarm and I've seen them lurk, but I've never seen them set traps. Are they capable of tactical thinking?
Oh, yes. I've seen them do exquisitely horrible things.
He finds horrible
If the
things
Priory
exquisite.
team found the
I don't trust
artifact
him.
I suspect they found. It all makes sense.
They were looking for a dwarven tome. Why would Zaitan care so much about an ancient book of lore?
I believe it contains information
Don't worry, you
about
know
the
what
last
happens
time the
in Heart of
dragons
Thorns.
rose.
Yes, yes.
Its very existence.
Just hold
proves
that
they
thought
can be
close to your
beaten
heart.
back.
Yes.
Our enemy wants to keep that information from us.
How does the dragon even know about it? Zaitan doesn't strike me as much of a reader.
Zaitan knows everything its minions know. One of its corrupted servants, while alive or after death, must have seen the tome. Commander,
I mean,
to me,
I don't
I
despise
believe I can get us out of this situation, but I
Traherne.
need you to protect me while
the
I
way
do
I
it.
despise some characters.
But I can summon the reinforcements we need to fight our way out. My minions will aid in our escape.
It's just I find him tedious.
Buy me some time
No,
to
I don't
prepare.
despise and loathe him. His mannerisms, his lack of any real charisma or personality, I find him just boring. More than anything. Over here. Death. Good. Where are you going? Is there something over there? No. Why are you going that way? Don't go that way. You're leaving your other undead friends to fight your undead enemies. It must be difficult to be a necromancer's minion.
You're a frightened child.
Also, it doesn't help with a foot telling the undead that they're frightened children. I really don't think that's it.
Over here!
Vacate these premises!
Vacate these premises. Oops, we got a couple of veterans.
Save yourselves. Receive the light. Kill shot.
I have no idea why he's making that noise. Oh, we've got the Risen Thrall back here. And one elite minion. There's always one in every crowd. I'll note that's true even when I'm alone. There's always one. Everyone? Do you remember where we parked?
You're a frightened child.
Now we gotta fight a lich. If memory serves.
Welcome, Senpai. Lured you here.
Judin
trapped you
Stormbreak.
here. Now you die here. The elements bow before me, and I bow before Zaitan. He willed your death. You shall have it.
I was born to undo your master's work. If I must kill you to achieve that, so be it.
He's so full of himself.
The dragon commands and we answer. All will serve Zaitan.
I don't think all will really gonna serve Zaitan. Just putting that out there.
Save yourself. Stand your ground. You cannot win. Surrender and accept Zaitan.
No, not that's not my deal, man. I'm not a surrendering type. I think you will actually fall right about now. There we go. I made that lich into my
That Orient ugly looked nigh unstoppable.
dead body.
You did it.
The Pact did it. Our combined efforts made this happen, just as we'll defeat Zaitan together. Hopefully, our chances of doing just that have been improved with the information contained inside the Dwarven Tome.
We can help you there. I'm fluent in Ancient Dwarf. Get us out of here and I'll work on that tome until it's completely translated.
Done. Zuri, please escort the research teams back to Concordia. Commander, you're with me.
Commander, a word, please. We got something. We got another daily for defeating 5 veteran enemies. Our dailies are complete.
Attain the awesome.
And Traherne. I'm ready for whatever Zaitan has in store for us. Doopy-doo-doopy-doop-boop. You know, I don't think they're going to be good enough to outdo what I already have. An 18-slot leather bag. It's soul-bound. I think the silk ones are now soulbound as well, aren't they? I think. No. Okay. Then that one can go there. And then one of my other characters can nab that.
You can never have too much treasure.
Again, I don't think that that's true. I think you can have too much treasure. And in the bags, a couple of blue boxes. And a die. Well, as we well know, because I've said it so many times, I have all of the uncommon, common, and rare dies, so I'm going to ship this off to my Guildie, who happens to be here. And if he doesn't have it, he's welcome to it. If he does have it, well,
Affirmative.
he can ship it off to the official Guild Die Keeper. We're done here. I'm empty again. I'll get us to our next one. Next one is over here. Tell you what. Get on my bad water scooter and ride. Got that one, so you'll put it out of place to drive her crazy. Thank you. Out of alphabetical order and tell Faye you added one to the bank for her to sort somewhere in the bank. That is an incredibly cruel and wonderful thing. Thank you. You have done well, Grasshopper. As you can see, while you all enjoy tormenting me, it is a given around here that, like most guilds, I suspect, that we live for tormenting each other. My cup is empty. I'll be right back. I mean, it's not empty. It has ice, but you can't drink. Well, I guess you could drink ice. I swear to you, I pushed the button. I just must not have pushed correctly because it didn't take. So anyway, I'm back. Fine. We are way off in the far, far corners of Mount Maelstrom. There's another player. Their name is Ignis Tigerfang. Another player there as well. And we're flying to catch up with the sun, but it's sinking. Old guy musical reference. I think I want to get this waypoint first, in case, bad things happen. I've discovered waypoints 3. Shell shock. In we go. It has been a long time since I have done any of these quests, I expect. Strong. War Master Dahlia Caisson. The caissons keep rolling along.
Welcome, Commander.
Thank you, Commander. Commander? Commander.
War Master Caisson, Traherne said you're having communication problems. I'm here to help.
Glad to hear it. This duty is too dangerous for cross signals. I have the best trained artillery crews in the entire Pact, but they keep making rookie mistakes. I don't get it. There's a mortar team heading out right now. Their target is a horde of undead massing in the southwest. Join the team, escort them to the kill zone, and help them set up. I'd like to see a mission go smoothly for a change.
I will rend his vows with them. Mm-hmm.
Claw Island was a tough win, wasn't it? We all lost friends that day. I heard you handled yourself well at Claw Island. Wish I could have been there to help. Quite a successful career for someone so young. I see why Traherne relies on you.
Yeah, cut with the small talk, toots.
Look at that view.
Look at that view, okay.
Crusader Black Powder. Status report.
Mortars loaded and ready for deployment.
Barbus Black Powder.
Good. Traherne's second in command will handle operations on this mission. You take care of logistics, but the commander calls the shots. Clear? Good. Now move out.
Okay, we're moving out.
You heard the War Master. Move out.
Are you the War Master? I am the gatekeeper.
Pack animals skittish. They freeze up when that stench hits them.
Well, it is quite a stench. That seems to be an awful lot of them. I always like it when someone gets my references. Most of the time, people don't get them.
See that? Tell me you saw
Because I'm an old guy. In case anyone hasn't noticed. Seems unlikely, granted. The light fades. Hey. As long as you're getting my references. Occasionally, I make a really obscure one, and I've had a couple where that someone got them and I just jaw dropped. I made an obscure Mystery Science Theater 3000 reference that somebody got once.
I make a pretty good team.
The reference was just this. I'm huge! And someone goes, is that a Tom Servo reference? Which it is. And I don't think it was even them. I think like their husband was watching in the background. And he said, was that a Tom Servo reference? And then they asked, I have defeated the Risen and gotten more XP. More XP. us by the trail of our dead, or trail of the dead. And that's certainly what we're doing here. Just murder, murder, murder the undead. Haha, missed. Poor A-Bomb. Alright. One more risen grub. Okay, a couple of more risen grubs.
Flay me alive. Spiders? This stroll through the woods just got more interesting.
Okay, it's a risen spider with a whole bunch of risen hatchlings. So, was it carrying the eggs when it was killed, or did it get knocked up once it was already dead? And maybe that's a question I don't really want to know the answer to. All right. All right, we've been fighting and fighting. Not one of the more interesting storyline quests, I gotta say that.
Unload the supplies and get those mortars ready to fire. You try my patience.
Sorry? Merkvale has been discovered. It's a fair number of mortars.
The mortars are in position, and the target is in range. Standing by for orders, Commander. Everything looks solid. Mortar teams, fire at will. You heard the Commander. Fire!
You are firing a little bit too long, guys. How about you hit the actual targets? That's a little better. There you go. Although, not much better, guys. One of the undead just said, "Damn your eyes." That doesn't seem like a particularly undeady thing to say. So tired. That's more undeady. The light fades. Pew 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 pew. I'm doing nothing except watching. Okay, did we win?
All right, let's get down there and mop up. Lead the way, Commander. We're right behind you.
Are you out of ammo? Maybe keep shooting until they're all dead? Just offering that as an option?
Wait, these are friendlies.
Yeah.
We just shelled an entire platoon of our own troops.
Yep, I remember that. Didn't know if this was the one where we accidentally blew up our own troops. Oops.
Smoter's Eye, you just called down fire on our own troops.
But I saw undead. We all saw undead. Black powder, back me up here. Sorry, Commander. I saw some undead, but I was focused on the mortar teams during the bombardment. Kazon put you in charge, so I assumed you knew what you were doing.
Alright, that's horse shit.
Just get me back to base. I need a medic. And half my force is still in the volcano. They're waiting for me to extract them. You want to make this right? Go get them out. Unless you plan to blow up them too.
Not your best day's work.
Thanks for the assist on that one there, everyone. I know you did your best, but that's cold comfort to our dead soldiers. I'll make sure Tactician Siska gets back to camp. What's your next move? Siska's the key. I'll investigate her. I'll try to rescue the missing squad.
I'll send word to get an extraction team to the volcano on the double. I can't keep you on active duty with my squad, but feel free to investigate this matter on your own. Okay. I'm not sure what happened out there, but I'm sorry it turned out like this.
Yeah, the blame's on me, huh? I call bullshit. We all saw the undead. Ooh. Three unidentified dives out of those 3 bags. Vorp. Incoming. Uncommon, common, and common. Good luck. Where are we off to now? Retrieve the missing pack squad from the volcano. They're in a volcano? Why would they be in a volcano? That just seems to be, worse than me bombing people. You sent them into a live volcano? Needed all 3. That's really unlikely. Congrats. That's stupidly unlikely. I have not played the Fable games. I have a friend who is an enormous fan of them.
I hate waiting like this. Might as well have targets painted on our faces.
Pipe down. Siska said to stay put.
We should break out the rations and have a cookout. Nothing like magma-roasted mole wings.
Brilliant.
Played them all, been a fan since they released the first one.
Destroyers, come and get us.
Any destroyers that come to get me will wind up gravel and dust.
Why, they're bored. So, wait, there were like 100 undead
Where's Siska?
who were really our
I
troops.
hope you have our marching orders. We've been stuck here forever, and we've got fellow soldiers to rescue.
They've got a squad here that's
I'm
like 4
Trahearn's
of them.
second in command. Siska was injured. I came to get you out. You said there are others? Siska said there's another squad deep in. She ordered us to stand by until she came back with a stronger force. That was a while ago. Yeah, and we're hungry. We were about to start snacking on Beck's big brain here.
One spoonful from my capacious cranium would elevate your intelligence to the point of seeing what a no-hoper you are.
Burn.
Wish you'd end it all.
I don't know. I will wait for the...
That's enough idle talk.
Will I play the new
Right
one that
now,
comes
we
out?
need to
I will
find
wait
missing
for the
squad.
reviews.
Lead on, Commander. We're with you.
I have gotten sour about my hobby of gaming. Too many games that should be good come out and aren't. I would assume most of us would agree with that.
Workshop. Take these varmints out in no time. Boom.
No thanks. You just blow us up again. Boom.
One time. I slightly blew some of us up one time, and you won't let it go.
I like fighting these things more than the undead. Killing undead feels... I don't know.
Redundant?
I'm gonna say squishy, but strong.
I mean, in the last couple of years, we have seen games that had no excuse for being terrible, that were just awful. Especially live service games, let me be clear on that. Yeah. Rescue the pack soldiers still inside the mountain. This is Mount Maelstrom for sure. The only games I know I'll be playing for sure in the relatively short term are ones that I've already talked about that I'll be playing here. Because they're MMORPGs. So next week, next Friday, I expect to be playing, if I can get in and whatnot. Pardon me. I'll be playing Terrace Land, which is a Chinese-made, basically, WoW clone. The 3 games that are coming are 3
Looks like you're
MMOs.
thinking what I'm
The
thinking.
Asian trifecta,
That
one
was
each from
not
China,
normal,
Korea, and
this
Japan.
is a setup.
Matt.
Those soldiers were bait, weren't they? What was Siska doing sending us into a trap like
So that
this?
is Terrace
She's smarter than this.
Land, Throne and Liberty,
She's been off her
and
game
Blue Protocol.
I don't mind dying
Not because
for a
I
good
expect to
cause.
enjoy them,
This is just
but
plain
because I like to be
careless.
informed and have an
Criminal.
informed opinion on
Hang
MMOs.
on. You think Siska sent us here to die on purpose? That's not fair. Maybe she was tricked into doing it.
Either way, we're the ones in the meat grinder. And both the jaws of this trap haven't fully snapped shut yet.
All right, we'll fight our way out then, guys. Because you got me here. And Siska set that up.
Armored up. Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Back the way we came here. Destroyer crablings. If they're crablings, maybe they also have crab legs, in which case the hungry guy can have some destroyer crab legs. Those might be good. Where are you guys going? Oh. Guys. You're not heroes. Stop seeking out danger. I'm trying to get you guys out of here alive. We find out what the hell Siska did. Try and get my ass in a sling.
Okay, I'm convinced. Somebody doesn't want us to survive this mission.
And Siska's the one who put us here. So where do we go from here?
Back to base, obviously. Confront Siska if you like, but it's straight to War Master Kazon for me.
Marshal Traherne needs to know about this. Hester, I need you to deliver a message to him. Tell him I need to meet with him in person.
Done. He's due to inspect the fortifications at Oxbow Isle. I'll set the meeting for there. And thanks again for the save, Commander. I'm not sure how we got into this mess, but I know you pulled us out.
If you find out who's responsible for us being here, Siska
Dude,
or
your
whoever,
horns are
let us know.
ridiculous.
Or just kill them horribly and tell us about it.
Boopy doo doopy doop boop. And exit stage right. Couple more bags of loot. A die.
Pillage.
That's like 5 dies and 8 bags. It's another uncommon. Or another common. Sorry, this one again will go off to my friend Vorpine. Vorp is also the only mod in this channel. He has he has been around ever since I started 5+ years ago. I just hit 5 years streaming on the 1st. Where are we off to? Oxbow Isle. The Oxbow incident. Gathering points of interest. 4. Oh, this is Oxbow Isle. Let's grab the waypoint first. Delicious. That's the Kurds in Waypoint. Marshalling the truth. Oh, what a pun. Not really. Certainly not a funny pun. It's not punny, shall we say. All right, Traherne, what do you got? Talk to me, Mr. Dreamy. Marshal Dreamy, sorry.
I got your message, Commander. You have my attention. What's so dire that it demands a face-to-face meeting?
Thanks for trusting me. I believe that a Pact officer named Siska has been compromised by the enemy.
I know Siska. She filed an angry report about how you gave the order for mortar teams to fire on her soldiers.
I believe that's part of the setup. Someone tricked me into giving that order to fire. Then Siska sent me on a mission that turned out to be a trap. Her own troops will tell you she's acting strangely. All I ask is that you look into it.
I'll investigate. Your instincts have proven reliable so far. Come, walk with me while I gather my thoughts.
Do I have to?
We formed the pack so quickly. One of Zaitan's agents could have easily slipped in. But why? What does Siska gain from discrediting you? Why sacrifice her own troops? If she did use illusion,
that
or in league with one,
is a follow. Brendan VV. I only have
Mesmer
one
magic is
spiel,
not my area
and you're
of
about to get it
expertise, but I'll
right
do
in
what I
your
can to
ears.
get to the truth.
Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and sometimes complete and total unfunction. You're most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very much for the follow. Pardon me, I need to kill a veteran risen eagle.
Stay
And
alert.
thanks.
If that was some kind of scout, our Mesmer enemy may have more surprises for us.
Do not have invincible freaking mobs. Thank you.
Regression.
Why are you running away? I'm playing Guild Wars 2 with your girlfriend. Found your YouTube video on the 1 to 80. Saw you had a stream. Thought you popped in. Thank you very, very much.
Strong.
I hit 80 tonight. Got the last 6 levels in about 40 minutes. And back onto the storyline. When I finish up the core game storyline, I'll be moving on to Living World Season 1, then Living World Season 2, then Heart of Thorns, Living World Season 3, Path of Fire, Living World Season 4, Icebrood Saga, End of Dragons, and Secrets of the Obscure.
Status report.
No casualties.
EQ2 Origin Server Wednesday the 19th, so 4 days.
What's going on?
Undead grubs, Marshal. They're tunneling into the camp.
I had read up on it a little bit. I will consider. I'm not sure, because I do have a couple of other irons in the fire right now, and basically a server launch for something like that is definitely the time you want to be around for. That's a lot. Love my content and vibe. Keep it up. Thank you very, very much. Unsurprisingly, positive commentary like that is a further encouragement for me to do so.
Refreshing.
Yeah, I am very surprised at how much exposure initially just uploading my streams to YouTube, but now dual streaming. I am really surprised at how many more people that has brought in. Not necessarily as viewers all the time during the stream and whatnot, but overall, just Okay. Apparently I'm supposed to drop the mortar on this thing. I'm going to guess that's probably not far enough. I managed to hit it with a little bit. Would you mind? I'm attempting to blow up your ship. I mean, come on. Show a little common decency here. I think it's not quite lined up. How about that? That was a couple of nice solid hits. Let's try and get another round off. Oh, more solid hits. Good. And now we'll bop off and kill the jerks who are interrupting my attempt to sink their ship. Can't imagine why they'd do that. Yeah, it is a lot. There will be numerous breaks in the action as I play other games from time to time. I am easily distracted, but I will eventually, I hope, finish it off.
Strong.
But it's certainly not a short-term goal, it's a long-term. Sincerely hope you get the exposure. You know, while of course no streamer doesn't want, well, maybe that's not true. Most streamers want more viewers. As long as I have, the most important thing for me is an active chat. If I have an active chat, I feel like I'm a better streamer and the stream is better. So I don't actually want 1,000 people because I wouldn't be able to, you know, functionally deal with chat. It would be beyond my ability to do. Get out of the way, Traherne, you clown. So I don't know what the ideal size would be, but if it could, I couldn't handle it if it was too big.
Only
Would
a
I
fool
like more?
would not see that
Sure.
the deeper we dig into the Siska question,
But we've had a good
the more
active
danger
chat
we
tonight,
face.
and that's what
You've
makes
been
the
primary
stream enjoyable
focus
for
of
me.
these attacks so far, but it's clear that I am the real target.
That fits. If you can't trust me, or I'm dead, you lose your second in command. It makes you and the pack more vulnerable.
And if the Mesmer is out to disrupt the Pack's chain of command, Zaitan's forces must be planning a major assault. Fort Trinity is the most likely target. Conquering it now would be a huge setback to the Pack.
It would be a huge setback.
We can't risk that.
Huge.
I'm calling in our forces.
It would be huge.
Meet me in Fort Trinity, and we'll prepare for Zaitan's minions.
Doopy doopy doop doop.
What's next?
We got 3 more. Boxes. Out. And off to Fort Trinity. It's right next to Fort Neo. You can't miss it. I made that up. Another waypoint. Always go out of your way for a waypoint. So because I am enjoying adult leisure beverages tomorrow, there's a decent or better chance that I will not be streaming tomorrow evening. And as I noted earlier, assuming the launch goes as expected on Friday, I plan on playing Terrace Land and seeing what that's like. So it's Dragon Mount, can't permafly. You have to manage for speed and stamina. That is correct. There are 2 flying mounts in the game. The Skyscale can hover unlimited time. But if you see there's this bar, let me wink. There's two bars here. The blue bar is the energy you use to ascend. So you can see it going down there. And you have the yellow bar, which is sort of the stamina for the movement ability, which is that. And that one regenerates over time. The other one only regenerates when you do a touch and go, or if you just are doing descending. The other flying mount is very, very inertial. If you've seen WoW's new mount in Dragonflight, it has a very similar flight characteristic to a combination of both. The other mount is the Griffin, and it is capable of very high speeds, but it has to start from a high place. Yeah, when they first announced it and demoed it, there were a number of threads on Reddit where people were saying stuff like, whoever had come up with this deserves a bonus. And the other WoW players are going, yeah, it's one of the devs of Guild Wars 2. So the players in WoW are now mostly aware of the fact that, I'm not value judging Blizzard, that Blizz stole the flight from the two flying mounts in this game. Blizzard has always been, well, let's face it, in the MMO market, everybody steals ideas. Everybody. Historically, Blizzard just generally does a better job with the stolen stuff that most people do. So that's not a knock on Blizzard. They barefacedly stole it. And you know what? It's really good. They should steal it. We're getting housing in Guild Wars 2. I feel safe in saying that some of the mechanics for housing will have been stolen from other MMOs that have housing. MMOs are very, very Ouroboros looking. They're always devouring their own tail, or at least the tail of the guy next to them. That's a good way to put it. To be honest, I found myself enjoying more of Guild Wars 2 than World of Warcraft. Only play WoW like 1 month at a time. Generally speaking, yeah, I always resubscribe for the expansions, buy the expansions, play for about a month. I got a month of play, maybe, pretty close to it anyway, out of Pandaria Remix over in WoW. I've been playing a lot of that off stream, some on stream. I think they did a great job with it. I am not too proud to say when they do something well.
Oh, come on. Surely there's someone out there who will fight me.
I will fight you.
Up. You set yourself apart from the crowd. Well done. Let's see how you fight. Now that's what I call a fight. Yeah.
Just came back to boost your friends as a souped up trial level 20 paladin. Was fun with the mop remix. I think the mop remix is great. Of course, I am a fan, as there was just someone in here talking about the new alternate rules server coming up for EverQuest 2. I am a huge fan of alternate rule set servers. So even though I didn't play Plunderstorm, I think Plunderstorm was a really smart idea. I think their Pandaria remix has been a blast. I really enjoyed it. Sure, it's had some bugs and some bumps along the way. They're a Blizzard, and Blizzard never gets everything completely right. Not that anyone does. But alternate rule set servers are something I just adore. I don't know how one could make one for this game, as an example, for Guild Wars 2. I would love to put that as a question to the Guild Wars 2 devs. Do you like this game more? For me, WoW tends to be much more of a very narrow time frame thing. I come back for a new expansion. I play it through to conclusion. I might play a second or even a third character through parts of it, and I enjoy it for what it is. I still do enjoy the gear chase for a period of time, but I don't sink anywhere near as much time in WoW as I do into Guild Wars 2 now, because Guild Wars 2 I just find more enjoyable in the moment-to-moment gameplay than WoW. And I don't have to worry about catching up every time there's a new expansion, catching up on the gear chase. The Battle of Fort Trinity. So for me, WoW is more of a 2 to 4 week thing for an expansion or maybe a new content drop. Whereas Guild Wars 2 is the comfortable game. I'll come back and, after I've burned through that, or the new PoE League, or even the new D4 League, or the new Last Epoch League. If I have no other game that is currently I want to play, I always at least kind of want to play Guild Wars 2. So I'm always playing a lot of Guild Wars 2. WoW has lost its gameplay? No, I would say that WoW still has most of the gameplay it always had. It's still a standard tab-targeted game. That's not a bad thing. A lot of people don't like tab targeting. I'm fine with tab targeting. I think I personally was not a big fan of a lot of the lore. The gameplay I thought was very good in Dragonflight, but I felt the lore and story in it was boring. But then I'm tired of dragons in my games. I really am. Couldn't stand the gear treadmills of other games. The legendary armory should be industry standard. Well, I understand the reason for the gear treadmill. It appeals to a different kind of game player, I think.
Marshal
The
Traherne
crate
is waiting
orb
for
we
you.
recovered is fascinating. It literally prevents the dead from rising.
But I will agree that, having this many legendaries, I wish I had
Not so
more.
far. The only thing we know for sure is that it's steeped in powerful magic.
As long as it works, we can figure out why it works when the war is over.
Missed that. What about
Zaitan's
FF14?
forces are coming. Why aren't the Asura gates functional?
My FF14
I'm sorry,
experience
Marshal.
is not sufficient
We
for me to
can't
be
seem to isolate
really
the
have a
problem.
good,
It could be our proximity to
knowledgeable
or maybe we've
base
got the saboteur.
to discuss
This
it
is
cogently.
critical.
I can
Without
discuss
those
the things that I
gates,
didn't
we're cut
particularly
off
like
from
about
any
it, but those are me
reinforcements.
things, not, I think, faults with the game.
I'm
I wish
impressed.
WoW would go back to its original
This
roots
place was
for
already
lore and
formidable,
gameplay. I
but you're
think
making
they've
it
gone
even
so far
stronger.
afield with the lore
I
stuff
hope so.
now that
We've seen a huge increase in undead activity
we
while
can't
we've been establishing our
we
defenses.
can't forget, we
I
can't
believe a major attack is
unlive
imminent.
through
All the signs are
Shadowlands
there.
and Battle for
Our outermost
Azeroth,
defenses have
and
suffered
even a
series
lot of the stuff
probing
in
attacks,
Dragonflight.
and we've lost several
We'll see.
long-range
I know
scouts.
Metzon's back
We
with the
recovered
company.
a
We'll see
powerful
what happens
magical
in War
orb from
Within.
the depths and explosives
So
from
maybe,
our top demolitionists.
maybe they can at least,
But there have
having
been some
gone
disturbing
off the
glitches in
rails
communication.
and into a tire
Fort Trinity
fire
is not yet
with had a
secure.
jet plane crashing
Worst
into
of
it.
all,
Maybe
our
they can
Asura
get back
gates
on the
aren't
rails
functioning,
again.
and
It's
nobody
certainly
can
possible.
tell me why. Magical or mechanical failure?
But the gameplay, I
Saboteurs?
don't think is that
It's all
as
very
that
disturbing.
has changed that much.
I want you to
And
double check.
I wouldn't say that's a bad thing.
Starting with the lumber camp, they've lost a lot of workers, and we need that timber.
You take point.
I'm going to take point. Because that's what Traherne wants. And Traherne gets what Traherne wants. Evidently. Thought I heard a whoosh as if something had teleported in. I found the Razor Slide Bivouac. Nice use of the word bivouac.
We're behind schedule. Traherne needs more lumber to strengthen our fortifications.
The last logging party we sent out is still missing. We have no idea what happened to them. Until we do, we
They're
can't risk
missing,
sending any more.
evidently.
All right. Organize a search party to find the
Oops.
missing loggers.
Lock and
Once we
load.
find...
All right, we're going to be trying the auto attack build here. Okay, whichever one of you did the knockback, have you never played in a group before? So many of the NPCs keep using knockbacks when I'm making group attacks. It's really frustrating. All right. Back to the greatsword. If your guys are going to clump up, I'm going to use your clumpiness against you.
For now. Thanks for the assistance.
It was until they all clumped up and the idiots in my group kept doing knockback attacks. You think about the Assassin's Creed game coming out? My complaint about it is the exact same complaint I would have if one of the heroes was white. In that that is not historically accurate. And in a game that at least it tries to be aware, I find that odd. And I know there was a black samurai historically. I'm aware of that. Using that as a reason to have the hero in a Japanese-based cultural game be black, I think is silly. Just like it would be to have a white lead character in a Japanese cultural-based game.
That had to hurt. Refreshing.
Especially when you're talking about Assassin's Creed and Samurai and Ninja, and players have been wanting that forever. And what do they get? They get a non-Japanese or partially Japanese-based cultural game. I don't know why. A lot of people like to complain about the wokeness, but these companies aren't woke. They're chasing green. That's the color they're interested in. Not black, not white, green.
We need to get back to the
So
game.
if they think it's in their best business interest, I don't agree, but I'm supposed to be falling back. Pardon me as I try to not die.
Receive the light.
I'll heal up by damaging all of them. Close the door! Close the door! They would go back to the originals, the Crusades. Yeah, they don't care about wokeness. They care about the profits. They think if it is in fact a woke decision, it's because they think that's what the player base wants. I'm finishing off the remaining troops. All right, defend Fort Trinity docks. Nah. What's up, docks? All hail the victor.
Victory or death.
Victory or death. Yeah, you said it. I really have no memory at all as to how many quests I'm looking at before we get to
Well done.
the actual fight in Ore. I remember, there are a couple of fights to get to this point, and it's about what I remembered.
Get those cannons firing.
Am I supposed to get the cannons firing? No. Come on, make with the pew-pews. Oh, they get teleporters. How nice. Rest. Come on. Come on. Who's next? Oh, they feared me. Oh, I hit 80. It took me 40 minutes to get the last 6 levels. The adventure guide can make things very, very quick indeed. Following the adventure guide is really, really good XP. I do also have the XP bonus burning. Yep, that's true too. But the adventure guide, you've been leveling up a new character. If you've been noticing the XP hits you get when you finish off one of the achieves.
That's enough. Withdraw, or we'll all die here.
Good, you want to take it time to get to max. We like to complete maps on the way to 80. That was the way I was leveling up.
Back to the gate.
I was doing map comps. And then the storyline, once I got, wrapped around to the week so that I could get at least the level 10 key.
No time to lose. We need to secure the underwater gate.
Use the second gate switch, all right. I'm running, Jenny. Well, I mean, the age on this character is 22 hours and 40 minutes. So about 20 hours to when I started. So about 20 hours and 40 minutes for me to reach level 80. With the XP bonus, obviously. Shut the door! Head to the Asura gates. Why do we have so many doors in this place?
The enemy has the orb. They're heading for the Asura gate.
Why are they invulnerable? That is such an incredibly crappy mechanic in the game. As soon as they appear, they should be damageable, or have some visible indicator around them that they're not. Because otherwise you do what I did. You leap in and you do your great big AA attack and you watch invulnerable, 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 invulnerable. It made me unhappy. You wouldn't like me when I'm unhappy.
They had the
Bulk
orb.
smash!
Pack soldiers, but then they changed. By the time I realized they were using illusions, it was too late. If they get the gates working, we'll lose them and the orb. We need explosives to get through.
Explosives, right.
I've got all the firepower you need. Ton made these bombs, and he's one of the best.
All right, I now have a bomb. Can I teach it phenomenology? That's a movie reference I expect no one will get. That's a really old guy movie reference. I'll give you a moment.
Your pact is finished. Your orb, your fortress, and
It
your sword
has to
gates
do with
belong to us.
A movie about a thermostellar bomb. John Carpenter's first movie, Dark Star. There's a crew that are going around blowing up unstable stars with thermostellar bombs. But the bombs themselves have artificial intelligence. And at one point, one gets accidentally armed and they have to talk it out of blowing itself up. And he does so by teaching it phenomenology. I did say it was an old guy reference. Take back Trinity's center. Well, we'll do that. Yeah, more of a comedy than anything. A bit of a dark comedy. It was directed by John Carpenter and I think written by Dan O'Bannon, the guy who wrote Alien. Hi guys, I'm here.
Strong. Receive the light. Stand your ground.
I'm over there now. We just got to kill them all. I would say let God sort them out, but the human gods have left. Mostly. Except for the one who's an incredible jackass, and another one who's hanging around for one last statement. The human gods are gone.
For more than 100 years, ore has been lost. Despoiled, corrupted, ruined by the presence of a dragon, an infection withering the heart of Tyria. Fort Trinity symbolizes our determination. It stands as a mark of our unity against the dragons. From here, we will prevail. We will fight to rend the darkness with steel and flame, always looking toward the dawn. Our victory at Fort Trinity will show the world that we can strike against the dragons. When we are ready, we will prove that even in the sanctum of ore, they are not untouchable.
We're not touching you. We're not touching you. Does this bother you? Does this bug you?
We can assault Arar. We can destroy Zaitan before the dragon's infection claims us all. This battle is over. We can triumph. But the war has just begun.
That's not really what Zaitan looks like. Zaitan looks like a dragon made out of dragons.
I'm glad we've got the dragon's attention. I want Zaitan to know the names and faces of those who will defeat it. Fort Trinity is secure for now. So if you have no objections, I'd like us to turn our attention to Siska. I know where she is. She's at the pack camp near Signal Peak. I'd like you with me when I confront her.
I wouldn't miss a chance like that, sir. She's tried to destroy us both, and I will see her answer for it.
Agreed. I'll wrap things up here and then meet you near the Signal Peak camp.
Doopy doop boopy doop doop. Select my reward. Gosh. Decisions.
Pillage.
Pillage the village. We exit. I do need to check on one thing. Okay. I have now checked on that one thing. Grab in here real fast. I need to refill my cup. Because it lacks the good stuff. I'm back. My plan for this evening is to continue streaming until a streamer friend of mine comes on. Should be about 20 minutes, maybe, no, more like half an hour. She is doing one of her cursed cosplays tonight, where she takes less than $50 and a few hours and does a cosplay that is Guild Wars 2 based. Her name is Engelbert Meow. She's awesome. And I want to stream until she's on, and then I'm going to raid her to put a smile upon her face as she is doing a timey cursed cosplay. She calls them cursed cosplays because she does them fast and cheap. And she's really good at it. She's also an entertaining streamer. But I'll be rating her when she starts, somewhere around half an hour from now. And so I am willing to go late tonight so that I can bring her a few extra viewers. I will also note she is actually a trained opera singer. I don't think we have a large base of streamers who are trained opera singers. I myself spent a number of years doing competitive speech and debate.
Welcome, Commander. Siska, or her impersonator, is
which
here.
makes me a little
Maybe
more
now we'll get to the
at
bottom of
ease
this.
making a public
I've
presentation.
kept her former squad mates away so they don't tip her off. You and I will confront this imposter personally.
Sure you want to be directly involved? Whoever Siska is, she targeted you. She targeted me too, but only to get a clear shot at you.
I'm sure. The fact that she was after me makes this my problem. The Pact needs to see me handle it. And I need you by my side when I do.
He needs me. Oh, he is so dreamy. He's not dreamy. He's annoying. Hi, Siska.
I'm sorry, Marshal Traherne, but the commander has to go. I won't have anything to do with the failure who shelled my soldiers.
The commander is here at my request, Tactician. Recent events have raised serious concerns about you.
I've done the best I could in very difficult circumstances. Every soldier in my unit will vouch.
I already spoke with them. They support what the commander has been saying. You're not quite yourself these days, are you?
Burn.
No, I'm better. I intended to quietly exploit my position until you were dead and your war lost, but now I'm forced to be direct. You're hard to kill, Traherne, but I'll keep trying until I get it right.
I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work out for you, Siska. Labuan the Deceiver.
Me as I truly am.
You claim to be Zaitan's creature, yet you speak and act as if untouched by its corruption.
My will is Zaitan's. You and your troops will be his puppets.
Stand your ground. Save yourself.
Boy, Labuan, that was it.
At last, the impersonator is dead.
Wasn't very impressive.
Perhaps now the Pact can conduct its war without Zaitan's interference and trickery.
Zaitan's forces must consider the Pact a serious threat. Why else would they be so determined to destroy its leadership and headquarters?
I agree. They committed time and resources to crippling our alliance, but they failed. Now is the time to press our advantage before they regroup. We should start the invasion of Ore. It will be a long, hard road, but we will never have a better opportunity. I will begin the initial preparations. Stick close. Once I determine our strategy, I'll need you to execute the particulars. This is what we've been working for. From now on, we're taking the initiative. A united Tyria is stronger than any dragon.
Stronger than Primordius? I'm dubious. Krauk? Krauk is really freaking big. Three more bags. Once again, I'll come over and check. Brain pause. All right. A risen armada has blocked the passage. No. Speak with Marshal Traherne back at Fort Trinity. Right. Fort Trinity back at. There we go. Temple of a Forgotten God. It's a party!
For too long, Tyria has suffered. We gather now with newfound purpose.
What he said.
Zaitan's servants storm our homelands.
Mm-hmm.
It is time to bring the battle back to Or. This tide will wash
Catching
over
up. Bad news about the Pax Mortar Company.
Corruption.
I suppose it's cold comfort to remind you that friendly fire incidents are commonplace during wartime. Probably won't do any good to tell you the Pax Superior side either, but it's true. The important thing is that you got the Mesmer who was making all that trouble for you and the army. Destiny's Edge is still trying to make a go of it, but they're trying it without me for now. I've had enough childish accusations. I'd rather work with soldiers who understand their role in the stakes. I'll be in touch.
May fortune bless you. Good to see you. Let's get this briefing underway. Commander, I wanted to follow up with you about the Siska incident. I've made my share of mistakes, even without Mesmer trickery. Some things cannot be undone, but they can be mitigated. War Master Kason has been fully briefed, and her entire unit is aware of how you were all misled. That won't bring back their comrades, but knowing the truly guilty party was punished does soften the blow. There's someone I'd like you to meet.
Oh, boy. Wait, is he trying to set me up on a date? Maybe you could just go out for coffee with him, you know? Get to know him.
Our visitor may cause alarm, so privacy is paramount.
Is this
Sire, it's now safe to reveal yourself.
Can't remember the name of the race. Blue Winged.
Greetings, Marshal Traherne. As you've requested, I've come to honor my oath.
Excellent. Let's speak with the commander and give you an assignment.
Can't remember the name of the race. I know there's two of them in a raid. Largos, thank you.
Patience, Commander. Allow me to introduce the revered Sire Al-Rajid.
There's not only are there two of them in a raid, they're called the Twins.
Houses. I greet you, ally
I believe.
of my ally.
It's an honor, Sire. I've heard that your people don't meet with land dwellers.
You speak truth. I have long owed Traherne. Now at last he has called upon me to honor my oath.
Scouts have discovered a sixth temple in Or, a lost shrine to a fallen god, hidden underwater in the Strait of Malediction. Abaddon, the human god of secrets, was cast out of Ara by the other deities, and his name was erased from history. Very little remained. Zaitan craves something inside that temple, so we must get there first. Sire will accompany you as a guide.
Tell me, Commander, can you fight? Is your oath made of steel? You'll need all your skills to travel with me.
Oath made of steel.
I've yet to meet anything I couldn't overcome.
Intriguing. I look forward to this, Commander. Until then, may your steps be relentless.
Meet Sire Al-Rajid at the cathedral. Whoops. Out there. Right. We'll fly until we... No, we won't fly until we hit the water. We'll fly until we hit the invisible wall. For those who are not familiar with the fact, I am a notorious loather of invisible walls. Hate them. Hate with an undying, burning hatred. Make them visible for me. I hate them less. I don't love them, but I hate them less. City of Heroes has visible walls. I prefer the visible walls. No. I am going to take advantage of the opportunity to grab a waypoint. As generally speaking, that's always a good idea. If it's possible.
Direct attention here. Please direct attention here.
POI. Well, we'll go just for the green star. The Temple of the Forgotten God. Abaddon. Actually, it might have been the first thing I ever spent gems on for a cosmetic was Abaddon's mask. I can show you what that looks like. That's Abaddon's mask.
That's how it's done.
There we go. I'm now wearing it. There we go. Oh, we can't have those colors, clearly. Dyes, mask. We can go with the default colors. There we go. That'll work. I'm swimming.
I am here, Commander. Let us discuss the temple.
Let us discuss the temple.
In the name of the Concordat, I greet you, Commander. The way ahead is dark and uncompromising.
Exactly what I'd expect from the ancient temple of a dead god.
Yes, of course. The Risen have already bypassed the wards and breached the temple. We must exterminate them.
Water combat.
There are dangers here not of the dragon. Powers ancient and unseen still occupy
Every
these
Guild
halls.
Wars 2 player loves underwater combat. That's totally a lie.
I will follow. The Risen, raise your weapon and fight.
All right, in we go. There's something there. A risen crate Nimros is stuck in the wall. I hate it when I get stuck in a wall, you know.
I've been waiting.
Some classes are pretty cozy underwater. Others hate it with a passion. Reaper, for example, is great. I know, for example, one that hates it would be Mechanist, because their robot doesn't go underwater. What is that glowy over there? I have to look. I have to. Doesn't appear to be anything. Can I kill him? I would like to just kill him because leaving him behind me just seems like a poor idea. There we go.
The Risen have reactivated the
Examine. The inscription in the shrine reads, "Only those who have completed the test may proceed. Place the proof of your victory here and enter." Poor Mechanists. I think Rev didn't work right underwater for a while too. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I understand completely why the devs give it short shrift, because frankly they should.
I've been waiting.
Did she say she's been waiting for me? That was
Most interesting shrine.
a little bit
What is its purpose?
personal seeming. We just met. She has got pretty wings.
I condemn your soul.
The Abaddon Shrine. Examine. Shrine features a switch and an inscription. Only the worthy may seek Abaddon. If you would proceed, prepare to be tested. Devoted of the Deeps. Hello, she bowed. That's polite. Oh. She wants to fight. That's not as polite. Alright, now she's going, and looks like she's doing something at the obelisk.
There by the shrine. That might be it.
An illusory
You
essence.
should test such a theory with that essence. See if it can be placed somewhere useful.
Lightning Whip, Static Shove, Assault Dash, Energy Surge, and Energy Defense. Well, if it can be placed someplace useful, presumably this Temple Orb that's all glowy would be the place. Place the illusory essence.
The currents shift. The ocean's flow changes. These shrines and orbs must be how we gain entry.
Oh, I hate killing undead pirates. They're so cool. Temple Orb, Orient Chest. All right. An Ancient Trident. The Gum. Shrine is identical to the previous one. Same inscription. Only those who have completed the test can place the proof. All right. Water Missile. Okay, well, how about we fire the Water Missile at the Risen Mind. Ancient Elixir. Plague Bearer, Risen Crate Nimros. An Ancient Cudgel. Something back there. Nope. It's the Temple Orb again. Congratulations, I've received 100 messages. Why am I not picking that up? And good evening, Sloth. Activate the switch. Oh, I have to kill the Devoted of Illusions. She bows. Bow to your partner. Can I now get the orb? Why can I not get the orb? Oh, illusory essence.
I've been waiting.
Come on, Saye, do something. Alright, that should do that. Over here, we hit the orb with it.
one less barrier.
And we go up again. Over here. Not sure how I'm supposed to get up there. Not sure if it's over here or not. Kinda wish that I was sure. Okay, that's not the way. Perhaps in here? Very small hole. It's incredibly easy to miss. I'm not a nut. I'm not nuts about that particular development. Unless that was the hole, in which case, please let me know, please. Yeah, this kind of thing is one of the reasons I hate underwater stuff so much. You add a third dimension, all of a sudden things don't necessarily make sense anymore. Alright, this is where we were. This is where we came in, so I think we have to go up, as you say. It's up and to the left. I've been turning around so much. I've also never been a fan of the little space where you're walking in water, but you have no attacks. You're not in water and you're not on the ground. You can die, but you can't actually do anything. Like this, right there. ArenaNet, that is just always been trash. Thank you. That is a perfect example of why it's never been good. Underwater combat. Better than everyone else. You know, if I'm supposed to get out of the water here, I can't see where. It's underwater. See where the purple sea urchins are to the left. Purple sea urchins. Yep, I see purple sea urchins. Like in here. Like there's really small entrance there. Like that one. Why would they do this? Why? Why would you do this, ArenaNet? Why? Thank you, Kate, very much. Well, there's the orb, and we know that if we activate the shrines, that activates the bad guys. Done this part of the story so many times, it's taking me forever to remember the right way to go. Yeah, I mean, you know, 95% of the time, I freaking love this game. But I do have to describe it as a love-hate, love relationship, because sometimes I fucking hate it. Most of the time I love it. Some of the time I hate it. But I always still love it. I can have an ancient cudgel if I want. I'm trying to cut down on my cudgels. They affect my girlish figure. Activate the switch. And here comes the Devoted of Nightmares. She's back. You know her, you love her. Hi, Devoted of Nightmares. How you doing? Alright, you gonna drop your little nightmarish thingy down? Thank you. You're dismissed. No, thank you. I'm not turned on enough. Undead are just not my type. Examine, place.
Excellent progress.
Excellent progress indeed. I really do appreciate the help, Kate. Thank you.
Your respite will be brief.
Okay, Abaddon Shrine, Abaddon Shrine.
2 shrines. We must be close to the Altar of Secrets.
Ooh, the
center
Altar
of
of
the
Secrets, we must be close. Devoted of Lies. Bow to your partner. Devoted of Secrets. Well, that's Abaddon. It's all about the secrets. Well, we've got the Illusory Essence. And the Illusory Essence.
The altar should be in the next chamber. Be cautious.
I will be cautious. I have only done the entire storyline through once, I think. Done bits and pieces. But I don't think I have done this maybe twice, maybe 3, but probably just once.
Intruders, you trespass on the dragon's lands. You too will serve Zaitan.
No, slave creature. We serve our oaths, and those oaths demand your death.
You tell him.
So be it.
Tell him, say.
Death and beyond.
Little quality smack talk from Little Miss Blue Wings.
Your death.
Return to war.
Submit to the dragon.
Stand your ground.
Stupid creature. Die, and the dragon will take
Did he call me a stupid creature?
No, no. The dragon is angry.
Oh, poor little dragon.
Respite. The dragon roars in fear. These ancient foundations will not withstand the sound. Escape quickly, before we are buried forever.
I do not want to be buried here. Even though I have the right headgear for it. Evidently, we're getting out this way. Hopefully.
That looks valuable.
That looks valuable. Speak with Saye al-Rajid. Saye.
Well.
Pardon me a second.
In no fear. That, Commander, is a victory to relish.
Maybe we can still salvage this. What do you know about that creature we faced?
I do not know for certain. What is certain is that you've just encountered 2 of Zaitan's most powerful servants, and that they escaped your grasp.
Not for long. I'm reporting to Traherne right away. We'll see if we can't organize a pursuit.
I will also carry this news when I return to be freed from my oath. May your steps be relentless, Hunter. Be relentless, Commander. I shall.
I'll be relentlessly relentless. I shall be doggedly relentless. Quiet down there. Hush. It's talking to me. Back to Traherne. Temple of the Forgotten God. Abaddon isn't really forgotten, though. I mean, he kind of shows up all over the place.
Excuse me, friends.
I mean,
but
didn't
must
he
speak with the
get
commander.
replaced by
I shall
Cormier?
send
And
for the rest
everyone
of you
hates
soon.
Cormier, so I think a lot of people would like to have Abaddon back.
Hey.
We came up short, but we saw two remarkable creatures. Yes, an eye and a mouth. The eye concerns me more. It always precedes an attack from Zaitan's horde, so it must become our new priority. Agreed. How do we go about finding it and killing it? I have two possible avenues. Either we lure the eye in with irresistible bait, or we comb its territory until we find it. Either way, once we locate it, we destroy it. Tell me more about the ambush. We have an enchanted Orion mirror that should draw the eye's attention. When it appears, we confront it and kill it. And the direct attack? We flood the eye's territory with scouts and soldiers. As soon as we acquire reliable information about its location, we storm the position and kill it. Give me a moment to consider. I'm ready to choose. All right, tell me more about the ambush. Yes. Doopy doo doopy doop doop. Let's see. And exit.
Job so they can do theirs.
Well, we've got a bag of crafting supplies. Some nice stuff in there. Very nice. And 4 bags of loot. Now, mind you, if you're wondering what's happening, these are mostly going here, mostly being blues. If you're new to Guild Wars 2, when you hit
Threshold
level
achieved.
80, a lot of your rewards will be in boxes that are to relieve the load on our inventory. They basically, instead of giving you items, they give you boxes that have the appropriate item type. And you can open these up when you choose. Generally speaking, you shouldn't salvage them. You should either open them and then salvage them, because sometimes, even though this is a blue box, it can give you a green item, a yellow item, even a gold item, even an exotic. Or sell them. So either open them and salvage them, or sell them. The difference is really relatively small between the two. But I have some stuff to sell.
Fighting is fighting. They want a straight up fight, I'll give them one.
Treesong go with you.
I'm rich. Well, actually, I am kind of. For me, I'm really wealthy. This is by far the most money I've ever had.
Never fear. We're all in this together.
But then I have been really, really not spending any of my money. Because I wanted to take a run at making some open world legendary armor. I got started. I need to see how much I can do, how many I can make. It is more imposing and borderline terrifying than I had expected it to be.
Nice.
All right, lure in and kill an Eye of Zaitan. Meet Traherne at the Blighted Battleground. Where are we off to next? Down there. I need to take a brief AFK, as nature is calling. I will be right back. Who'd have figured? You have a few drinks?
do you need?
That's better. Hi, guys. I'm back. Ooh, we've got a ways to go. I will mark the spot. I will... Don't know why it's not working. Okay, but that's fine.
What have you got for me?
We'll just fly. Or we'll try, unless, of course, it won't let us. I'm just going to go ahead and get right on the speeder anyway. Just use the freaking speeder. Skimmer. Skimmer, speeder, potato, potato. That was the risen megalodon that I just left behind. You know who doesn't like a enormous undead shark? Pretty much everyone doesn't like enormous undead sharks now that I give it a little thought.
I'll need to scout all of this.
I'll need to scout all of this. Pardon me, coming through. Death, good. I'm a bit dubious about your philosophy on that point. It's possible that you are influenced by the fact that you were risen from the dead by the Dragon of Death. Just maybe a little around the outside. Through the Looking Glass. Alice in Wonderland reference? Really?
Welcome, Commander. I'd like you to meet Valiants Tegwin and Keris.
Oh, Tegwin.
They'll be assisting us with
My
our
memory
mission.
is that Tegwin's
They've
an
supplied
idiot.
the artifact we needed to lure out the eyes of Zaitan, an enchanted mirror.
The mirror,
that allows
I do
one to
remember the
spy
mirror
on
bit.
ore.
It's a good plan. But is this the right bait? Its magic has to be strong enough to catch the attention of the eyes.
It should be. The mirror is more than just a vanity item. It's a portal to and from ore. The last time I used it, I was transported here.
Where I rescued her. Well, helped Traherne rescue her. Now I'm worried that the eyes will know more about the mirror than we do. It's Orion, right? And so are they.
Not really, no.
We'll have to take that risk. Stand ready, everyone.
They're
I feel
Zaitanian
Zaitan's
rather than
influence
Orion.
closing in on us. Whatever draws near
Was made
is
by
deadly.
the Orions, who are humans. And the eyes, that doesn't look particularly human to me. Call me crazy. Go ahead, call me crazy. I'll wait. That's not human.
You cannot hide. You cannot surprise me. I see all. Zaitan's
Okay, you
cage
see all because you're a big eye, but how do you talk? You don't have a mouth.
belongs to the dragon. Soon, all will belong to the dragon.
The mirror's responding to his commands.
Karis is a dumb one? It's certainly possible.
Attack! Stop him, or we'll have an entire risen army out here.
It's drawing power from the mirror.
It's invulnerable. That's cheating. I believe we mentioned earlier the cheatingness of this.
Come, Zaitan's army awaits to absorb.
force in.
I
The
feel
mirror is blocking my magic.
strong.
I can't stop him. I can blunt the effect, but
Good job, Traherne. Solid work. You know, I went with this build because I was assuming I was going to be playing the hammer. It's time to change my utility skills up again. Love me the spinning blades of death. And frankly, the ability to drop a big-ass burn on everything is always welcome too. That's not it. What was it? Where's the big-ass burn? That's the big-ass burn. And feel my wrath to give me all kinds of fury and quickness for murder-facing things.
That Savari needs help. Attack!
I don't know if I'm going to wake up dead from that or not. Looked like I was going to be dead.
Glad to see
Talk
you.
Jack.
Yes. We patrol this stinky place as ordered. Surprised to see you. Yes, yes.
Stand back. You're crowding our commander. We don't even know you. In fact, I've never seen Skrit in the Pact before.
Your problem. Yours, not mine. Joint Pact.
Your problem.
Commander saved
Eat
us.
it.
Showed us we needed to join in against the dragons, huh?
And we're glad to have you for Tokchuk. There's an Eye of Zaitan hunting us, and we'll need your support.
Yes, we'll help. You
On
lead.
our side, we have
Together,
Skrit.
shut the big eye.
How can
Yes,
we go
and
wrong?
leave this
Totally
place
not
fast,
Scrat, a
fast.
squirrel rat. Okay, kind of a squirrel rat, actually. Turns out. A little bit. Kind of. Sort of a lot, really. Yeah, a lot. A risen wizard. That's a wizard. All right, that was a knockback again. Who's doing the knockbacks? I have spoken to you about this before. No knockbacks.
Return. Die. Destroy.
I gotta say, I know that the standard answer for Guardian for the heal is this, but I frankly prefer the actual, real, honest-to-God heal. I get a heal when I press heal, not a heal from when I press heal and then hit things. Gotta say, I prefer Shelter. I know it's the wrong meta answer, but, you know. Sometimes you gotta be wrong to be right.
I don't know where Karis is.
You know?
But I hope we
Wait.
find her before the eye does. Well done.
I feel
strong.
Stand your ground.
Risen villagers. Come on, I mean, I know they're undead, but I mean, a risen villager, really? I mean, it could be the town idiot. The village idiot, for those of you who are familiar with the Monty Python bit. Karis, you don't scare me, Blinky. I've already seen the horrors of war. Blinky. Okay, maybe don't taunt the Eye of Zaitan. Just a suggestion. You might consider it. What are we looking at? Who said look? Tokchuk, was that you?
Ouch. Looks like you saved me this time, Tegwin. I'm done with that mirror, by the way. Forever.
That makes 2 of us. If we hadn't run into the commander's friends, we would have been in trouble.
This effort was difficult, but it proved fruitful. Thanks to you, my friends, we now have an eye to study.
Is that wise? The eye may still be connected to Zaitan. Even dead, it could still be dangerous.
This encounter
Wait,
proved that we don't know
even
enough
dead.
about our enemies.
Wasn't it dead before?
Studying this eye will address that.
My
I mean,
point
not
exactly.
dead. Now
I'm
it
going
seems to
to
be
hand
dead.
this monster over to my best researchers. Meet me at Fort Trinity and we'll get started.
Doopity doopy doop doop. Worldwide Dragon Basher.
What's next?
Re-dead or... I mean, we could come up with a lot of words for it, I'm sure. Deader? Sure. We could say deader. 743, 623. Yep.
We have completed the task at hand.
You know, in bags, I could do without all the junk. Really could. Let me check on our thing again. Up! EBM is now streaming. So, I will finish this out, and I will send you along to her in a minute. Note, sorry for the YouTubers. Oops, over here. We got no raid ability for that. So this will be a raid for those of you who are who are watching on Twitch. I want to thank every one of you for hanging out with me tonight. I had a very good time. And I had a very good time because of all of you. So thank you guys very much for hanging. As always, it's appreciated. Probably won't be back tomorrow because I'm enjoying the liquids. But I might be. If not, I'll be back on Monday at the usual time of 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, early morning in Asia and Australia. Again, thank you guys very, very much for watching. I'm going to fire off a raid to the lovely and talented Engelbert Meow. And give me a moment here. It'll take me a second to get this all working. Engelbert Meow. Start raid. In 4, in 3, in 2, in 1. Have a great night, guys. Thanks again, and ciao for now.